We are good to go. Michael Schwartz is here representing IUP Lively Arts this morning, and a very interesting program coming up for them. Tell me, Michael, is New Works Festival, is that what it's called?
Yes, that's correct.
Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. It's a Theater by the Grove presentation, New Stories, Ideas, and Voices, the New Works Festival. Tell me about it.
Well, it's 3 short plays. 2 of them are by students. One actually just graduated this past December, and one is a not quite so new voice because I wrote it. But it's a play I'm revisiting after a very long time. So
that's interesting because sometimes you end up rewriting the whole darn thing because you're a different person now than you were when you started.
That's true. It was a little like looking at a baby picture and trying to make it grow up a little bit.
So tell me about these 2 works.
Okay, so one play by Mac Freiling is kind of a futuristic space espionage sabotage kind of play, and it's called New on the Job, and I'm directing that one. The next play is a short play by current student Justin Long called Stop Me If You've Heard This, about two friends in a senior facility who entertain each other by telling stories and jokes. They don't always realize they're telling the same one over and over again, unfortunately. And the third play is the one I wrote called Herders, about 2 garbage men who decide to make a big change in their lives after about 13 years of cleaning a local park.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that sounds fascinating. 3 different concepts, 3 different voices being brought to the stage, and it's at Waller, correct?
Right. It's at Waller Hall. We open this Thursday, the 18th, at 7:30, and performances are Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7:30, with a matinee Sunday at 2 o'clock.
When we think about young playwrights who are just getting started and just finding their voices, as they say, and you've been doing this for quite some time, so you have more experience. Tell me about getting your first look at a work done by a student, and I know that can be a pretty impressive thing, that they've found the rhythm that they want. If they have indeed found that rhythm, what do you as you see these 2 performances and these 2 plays come to the stage, what are some of your impressions?
I'm always very happy to support students and help them develop, like you say, their rhythm and literally their voice. And it's fun to watch them get from that point where they've written it and it's ready to submit and it's ready for the rehearsal process, and then we add the actors, and then we add the director, and we add the designer, and it starts to become it goes from a script to a play, mm-hmm. And they start discovering that for the first time, that it's not just their voice, but it's the voices of the actor and the designer and the director, and they're all pitching in to tell their story. And it never stops getting old for me, but mm-hmm. I can only imagine how exciting it must be for the students to go through this for the first time.
I would, everybody would project themselves into that situation and say, well, I would think, but I would think for them, as they see actors actually putting onto the stage things that have only been in their brain up until now, that it's not only exciting, it's kind of scary for them too. And maybe even makes them want to rewrite it as it's going, and you just can't do that.
Yeah, that's true. And occasionally, some things do happen on the fly in a rehearsal. An actor will bring something, or a director will bring something, And the writer will say, oh, yeah, we got to put that in. Or sometimes it happens and something's not quite working, so that gets changed and sometimes in a hurry, and that's part of the process as well. I should give credit to the other two directors who are participating. One is also a current student, Quentin Mikowski. He's directing "Stop Me If You've Heard This," and this will be his first time directing on the main stage. And Sam Sherburne, who has done work for us before and has done a lot of work at Indiana Players as well, is directing my play. And so there's a lot of students getting their chance to be very responsible and getting their chance to decide how this work is going to be presented to the audience.
The word fresh comes to mind a lot
Right.
as we're discussing this. You've got to hold somebody fresh to the stage. Maybe it's, they've probably done some community theater, some school theater, and now they get a chance to step out with a brand new work and interpret it. And it just sounds like a really fascinating exercise. And I know you'd love to have people come out and see it.
We certainly would. And again, we're opening this Thursday, day after tomorrow, and that's at 7:30. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday performances are 7:30, and we close Sunday, and that last performance is 2:00.
Is New Works Festival something that is new to IUP, or has this been done in the past?
We have done this a few times before. This is our 2024 edition. And we have done this sometimes with alumni, sometimes with current students, sometimes a mixture. This would have been our youngest presentation, but I throw off the curve a little bit. But we do roughly either every year or every other year, we try to put a presentation like this on for students who, some of the students take our playwriting class before this stage, and some just have an idea that they'd like to put out there.
I'm interested in the play that you wrote, that you say you sort of picked up after having it on the shelf for a while. Would that be a good way to characterize it?
That would be. And generous as well. Yes.
Has it ever made it to the stage before?
It has. It's had some productions in New York and New Jersey, and then for a while, like we said, it has been on the shelf, and Sam agreed to direct it, and we made a little bit of a change in the usual casting. And we did some updating because I wrote this sort of towards the end of the 20th century, I guess. So we allowed for some 21st century stuff to come in, and some stuff that seemed pertinent at the time or important at the time, and I realized that probably doesn't really need to happen. So we got it down to about a half hour, and I just saw a run through last night in costume, and I thought, okay, wow, this works.
That must be very gratifying to see that it still has a little bit of a shine to it, and that you can adapt it and bring it forward into today's day and age, and really find something there that, I don't know, maybe you saw this in it before, maybe you didn't.
Absolutely. And the neat thing about it is at this stage we've got total student representation. We've got the student actors, we have student lighting and sound design, student stage manager, and all of these, we used the term earlier, all of these fresh voices and all of these fresh eyes bestow that quality of freshness to not only the new work that's being done, but my somewhat less new work that's being done. And it has been a very gratifying process.
The New Works Festival, it's happening at Waller on the IUP campus this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday too?
Correct.
Sunday matinee, right?
That's right, at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, and then the nighttime performances are at 7:30 each evening. Tickets available now, or do you get them at the door only?
You can get them at the door, but they're also available now at the Fisher Auditorium box office. They can also be purchased online if you go to the Lively Arts website.
Michael, so good to have you. Thanks for coming in to visit with us today.
Thank you.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. 2 minutes away from the top of the hour. Fox News next.
This Hometown Did You Know fact is brought to you by the McCabe Roof Funeral Home in Clymer.
Hi, this is Jerry Roof. Did you know that just because there's a name on a building, it does not necessarily mean those familiar names are the actual people you're getting to work with? For the past 5 years,